Canada never said no more multiple visa entry. They only said no more automatic multiple visa entry, and the validity of your visa will not be dependent on your travel document again. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Ify, and thanks to all those that have subscribed to my channel. Guys, we hit 1,000 subscribers. I truly appreciate you guys. To all my returning subscribers, thank you so much for your love, for your sharing my videos, for your comments. I truly do appreciate you guys. Okay guys, if you are following me on my TikTok, you must have heard the announcement that was recently released earlier this week, I think about 2 days ago, that there is no more automatic multiple visa entry, and the validity of the visa will not be dependent on the travel document, which is your passport. I will take you guys back to what it used to be before this announcement was made. So if you are coming in as a visitor or as a tourist visa, what IRCC usually do is, if they are issuing you a visa, they issue you the visa based on the validity of your passport. Meaning, if your passport, which is your travel document, is expiring in 10 years time, it means the validity of your visitor visa or your tourist visa will be 10 years. If it is 5 years, the validity will be 5 years. If it is 3 years, the validity will be 3 years. So the validity just depends on the date that your travel document will be expiring, which is your passport. With that, if you're coming as a visitor or as a tourist, normally you stay for 6 months, maximum of 6 months, and then you can go back and come back again, since you already have the visa stamped in your travel document. This usually avoid the hustle of you trying to reapply again for a visiting visa or for a tourist visa anytime you wish to come back into the country. Now, with the recent announcement, Canada is saying that there will be no more automatic multiple visa entry, and the validity will not be dependent on the expiring date of your travel document. Now, is Canada IRCC that will be in charge. They will use their discretion to say, okay, this person deserves multiple visa entry, or this person deserves to have 10 years validity of their visa or 5 years validity of their visa. So it's no more standard that when your travel document, which is your passport, is expiring in 10 years, that they must give you 10 years visa. That is not what is obtainable right now. So it's the visa officer that will now determine what if they will give you a multiple entry visa, or if they will give you a very long validity visa, or if your visa, if you entering Canada, will just be on a single visa. So they've listed some of the factors that will determine which visa the visa officer is going to issue you. So I'm going to be listing out these factors and how it affects you, and what you guys need to do if you still want to come in with a visiting visa, and if you still want to get that multiple entry visa into Canada. Okay, so number one factor that they mentioned is your proof of fund. If you have proof of fund, is not just the amount you have on that particular time you are applying for the tourist visa or the visiting visa. No, the proof of fund should be like where the money is coming from. Are you a regular employer? Do you have a business? Then the second thing that they mentioned was the reason for your travel. Now, for those that are coming for a conference or for a business meeting, it is obvious that if they are issuing those kind of visa, it will just be a single entry, because you're just coming in for a business meeting or for a conference. So they know that it's a particular day that you'll be doing the conference. So after the conference, Nothing else will be bringing you back to Canada. So obviously, if you are in this set of categories, if you are in this category set of people, it means that the validity will not be too long and it will not be a multiple visa entry. Then for those that are coming to visit a family, if you have a family member here, maybe you are a parent or you are a siblings, that you have a family member and they know that, okay, this visit might be frequent visit. Since you have a family member, there is a high chance of Canada or visa officer issuing you a multiple visa entry, because they know that you will always come back to the country. So this might favor people that they already have their siblings here in Canada and they would like to visit them in one way or the other. It can be either your parents or your siblings. So if you have somebody here in Canada and the person is issuing you an invitation later, there is a high chance that they might give you a multiple visa entry since you already have somebody here. And another factor that they mention is your past travel history. If you are one of those people that doesn't comply with your visa travel document, like if you say you're coming to stay for 6 months and you end up staying for 7 months, or if you're coming to stay, if you tell them that you're coming to stay in 3 months and you end up staying in 6 months, those things will reflect in your travel history. So this is one of the major reasons why it is very good to comply with what you tell the visa officer when you are applying for your visa. So depending on your travel history, what you've been doing, have you been loyal? That will determine if they will issue you a multiple visa entry or not. If you've not been loyal or if you've not been abiding to what you said, the possibility of them issuing you a multiple visa entry will be very, very slim. So another factor that they mention is your ties back home. Your ties back home is, what do you do for a living? So that if you are employed or a business person or you have a family back home, they know that when you come to Canada, you will not stay permanently. You always have something that is taking you back home. So if you're a student or someone that is single, you're not doing anything, the possibility of them giving you a multiple visa will be very, very slim. So to summarize the factors that they consider before they decide if they will give you a multiple entry visa or the validity of the visa will depend on your proof of fund, your ties back home, the purpose of your visit, your travel history. These are the major factors, and including medicals as well. So the question now is, what should you do in order to at least have a higher chance to qualify for that multiple entry visa? Because it's not completely banned, it's not ruled out. They said the automatic is what is ruled out. So how do you qualify? You can qualify if you have something you are doing back home, and if you have somebody here that you are coming to visit, like a family member. Take for example, if you have something back home, doing back home, like a very big business, or you are an employer and they know that you always have money that is coming into your account. They know that you are just coming here truly to visit someone and then you're going back. This is my own perspective, because there is no way that you are proving to them that you have a business back home, you are an employer, and you show your proof of fund in your account, and they also know that the person you're coming to visit is actually maybe a permanent resident, one that is a citizen in this country. They know that you are just coming truly to visit and then you are going back. So for those that are coming in for a conference, you already know that the multiple visa entry will not be guaranteed, since you're coming for a business, strictly for business. So in my opinion, the only way you can increase your chances of you getting that multiple entry visa is when you have somebody here and you have something that you are doing back home. Otherwise, the possibility and the purpose of your visit as well. Otherwise, the possibility of you getting that multiple entry visa is not guaranteed. As for those that have submitted your application, if you've submitted an application for a visit visa or for a tourist visa, it means that this law or this recent news is going to affect you guys. So you don't expect them to give you a multiple visa entry anymore, and you don't also expect them to give you the validity of the visa will not be the duration of the expiring date of your travel passport. Okay, then for those that already have their visas, if you already have that multiple entry visa, from the past updates in their policies, it does not always affect people that are already in. Okay, so this means that if you already have a visiting visa with a multiple entry, it means it does not affect you. You can still use it till it expires. It will only affect you if you want to reapply again. So that is what I feel. Okay, so for those that the application is going on, it's unfortunately that they might give you a single entry visa, and the validity will not be the same date that your passport is expiring, because according to the news, the the changes start immediately, like it's effected immediately. Okay, so it's truly going to affect you guys. So if you are still planning to come in with a visiting visa, and you know that your main purpose of visit is not too tangible, like it's not tangible, and you know you just want to come to visit and then stay for a longer time, I'll recommend you just abort mission, especially people that are used to selling off their properties when they are coming in with a visiting visa. Please do not do that at this time. Okay, so that is it for today, guys. So just be strategic in whatever you're doing. Just be following Canada updates so that you can make informed decision. Don't allow anybody to deceive you that you can have a multiple visa entry when you are using the visiting visa. And they've already changed the other policy that states when you come with a visiting visa, you will not be able to convert to a work visa or to transition to be a work visa here while you are still in Canada. That's policy has also changed. So always update yourself about the changes in Canada immigration, so that when you come here, you will not be stranded, you will not be lost. There are so many people that are depressed because they didn't make informed decision. They left all their application in the hands of an agent without even making a proper research. So if your dream is to come to Canada, please always make a proper research and make an informed decision. And this is what I do in my channel, to always share updates about Canada immigration and some other things I share in this channel. So if you've not subscribed to my channel, guys, please hit the subscribe button so that you will not miss out any update regarding Canada immigration. Wishing you guys all the best.